Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you all know, my name is Mayowa. But if you're new here and you don't know, Mayowa is my name. Now I'm just going to need you to please do a little bit of something for me. You see that button right below your screen? Yes, that very one, the one that says subscribe. Yes, can you please just tap it? Let's see what's going to happen. Could be nothing, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? Okay, so let's do it together. Oh wow! I'm so sorry guys, thank you for humoring me and just playing along with this little act that I just did. I know I can be a little bit dramatic sometimes, but just accept me like that, please. Okay guys, also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up sign, and then you can also turn on the little notifications bell right beside the subscribe button so you can get notified when I post new videos. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this do-it-yourself maxi shirt dress, and you don't really even need a pattern to make this. You don't need to draft a pattern to make this. All you need is just 2 yards of fabric like I am using, or more if you are bigger than me. Just make sure that the fabric is one that has like a long length, like by 60 or 50 or 55, but don't go with like the length of Ankara. If you are using the length of Ankara, that means you're going to need more than 2 yards of fabric. Now let's get right on with it, shall we? Now as you can see from the picture, the dress has ruffles at the hem, so you would have to measure from your shoulders to wherever you want the ruffle to start from at the hem. Mine, for me, the length that I want is like 33 inches, so I'm just going to measure that now. So 33 inches, so I'm going to add like 1 inch to this, that is 34 inches. Then I'm going to fold along that line, and I'm going to pin this down so it doesn't move around. So this is going to work as a double, so it's going to work as my front and back. So this is going to be my front and this is my back, cut together as a double. Then I'm just going to fold this again. You can see this is how I have it before. I folded it like this. Then just to show you that, so this part that is folded, I'll come right here and hold it here. Then I'll fold it once more like this. So I'm going to have 4, just like you would do a boo-boo. That's just like you would fold a boo-boo. That is what I have just done. So now you're going to measure how wide you want your dress to be, like the body. You're going to measure how wide you want it to. Now, to get that measurement, you're going to measure from the bone of your neck at the middle here. Then you measure all the way to where you want it to get to at the sleeve. So as you can see, so you measure from your center back to where across your shoulders to where you want it to end at your sleeve. So whatever you get, you measure it right here. So for me, that is that's like 17 inches. So I'm just going to measure that out right now. Now I have this cut out. So now I'm just going to like measure the neckline. So what you want the neckline to be, so you measure that out. So I'm just going to do 3 by 3 inches for me. So I'm going 3 by 3 inches. So I'm going to mark that out. Then you're going to have this. So I'm just going to mark out the middle right here. I'm going to mark it out. So for the sleeve part, you measure how long you want the sleeve to be. Now for me, I want it at exactly 10 inches. So I'm just going to mark out 10 inches here. Then you go in at this level here, you go in by like let's say 4 inches. I'm going to go in by 4 inches. So I'm just going to keep marking that 4 inches. I'll mark it down all the way to the hem of my dress. Let's add 1 inch to this for sewing, and then 1 inch here also. So now we are going to open this up. Now opened up, this is our front piece, and the other one under is our back piece. So now we are going to cut this part open to accommodate our button stand and all of that. So you decide where you want your button stand to get to, where the opening. So you decide where you want the opening to be. So from here all the way down to wherever you want your opening to be. So for me, I want my opening not more than like 17 to 18 inches. So I'm just going to mark that out. And I'm going to be slashing this line here all the way to the mark I've marked down here. So measure out what you have on this neckline, and then you write it down somewhere. We are going to be needing it to draft a mandarin collar. Now for the ruffle at the sleeve part, you measure what you have here. Measure what you have here, round. You measure it round to the back. Then whatever you get, you multiply by 3, and then you use that to cut out your ruffle. Then for the you do the same also for the hem of the dress. So for the ruffle parts of the hem, you measure the hem of your dress round, all the way round, and then you multiply by 3, and then you cut that out on a separate fabric. Now you can see that there's also a ruffle around this side of the dress, like around this side of the dress. So all you have to do is also measure what you have from the opening here. You measure what you have from here all the way here, and then whatever you have, you multiply by 3, and then you decide whatever length you want, how long you want the ruffle to be, and then you cut that also out. So we are going to be having a ruffle. You are going to cut out a ruffle for the sleeve, you cut out a ruffle for this part, and then you also cut out a ruffle for the hem. So I'm just going to show you how to cut out your mandarin collar right now. For the mandarin collar, the neck measurements you wrote down somewhere earlier, so you measure that out here. So for me that is 21 inches. My paper is exactly 21, so I don't need to mark it. Now you go up by like let's do something like 1.5 inches. So that is how the height of our collar. So I'm going to mark out 1.5 inches. Then I'll draw our connect. So at the tip here, I'm just going to curve it in a bit. So I'm going to curve it a bit here, and then curve it also somewhere around, just to shaping the collar. Then you divide this into 2. Actually, it's 1 here, so it's going to be 10.5. So this part is going to be known as my center back. So I'm going to divide this line here into 4 places. So then I'm going to add my allowance round. Then I'll cut this out. So I'm going to slash these lines that I cut open. 1, 2, 3. I'm not slashing this. I'll slash this, just so that my collar will sit well when I'm placing it on my dress. Then I'm going to place it on my fabric, and then I'll be opening my lines a bit by just a quarter. So I'm just going to do that now. So this is the mandarin collar. You can see that I already spread this open by like a quarter inch, like here. So you cut two of this, you can see this. So one is going to serve as the lining and the other is going to be the actual fashion fabric. Then you add your allowance. You add quarter inch allowance here, half inch here, half inch here, half inch here, and that's that. These are my ruffles. This is my sleeve ruffle, the second sleeve ruffle, and this one, this is for the hem of my dress, and this is for the other parts on top. So I'm using a different fabric for that. I'm mixing and matching prints for that. So I'm using this for that. Now this is the opening. I'll be attaching this to the opening. So you cut a fabric that is, you measure this part of your dress. So you measure this part of your dress from here all the way down. So you can see this is it. And then you cut, the width will be like I used I think 2.5 inches for this, and then the second one will be 1.25 inch for this part. So I'm going to place, to sew this, I'm going to place this right sides together. I'll place this one here, so I'll place this one here, and I'll also place this one here, right sides together. Then I'll sew down by 1/4 inch all the way down to the end here, and then I'll also sew 1/4 inch all the way down to the end. Then I'll turn this. Before I do that, make sure you iron on interfacing on top of this, on this strip of fabric, so that it's going to be strong and then sturdy and doesn't pull. So you iron interfacing on it. So when you are done, you can use this type of interfacing. So you iron that on it, and then once you are done, you place it right sides together like this, and then you sew 1/4 inch here, and you place this one also right sides together, 1/4 inch here, and then you turn it inside out. You turn this part inside out, and then you iron flat. So you iron it flat, and then you also do the same thing for this part also. So once you iron this part down, at this point here, once you turn it inside out, at this point here, you sew down by 1/4 inch, or you can just top stitch and fold this part inside like this. You just fold it a little bit by 1/4, like inside like this. Then you keep going down, top stitching down. It's going to like show here. Then you do the same also here. You make sure, let me just do it, and then you see what it's going to look like. For this part, you just come this way, you fold this like this. Once you are done sewing it down, you fold it like this, and then you turn it this way. So it's going to lie like this, and this is going to be inside. So it's going to be like this. So this is going to lie like this, and this is going to like come on top of it. So let me just sew it, and then you see what it's going to look like. Then once you are done, you add your once you are done sewing this part, you sew your mandarin collar here, and then you now add all your ruffles, and that will be the end. Now I already attached the this part. Already attached it, and I already put my interfacing here, and I also did the same also here. Now what I'm going to do now is to turn this inside out like this. If you can see it, So I'll turn this in, and then I'll fold this. I'll fold this like this. I'll fold it this way. Then it's going to come like this. So this is what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to sew a straight stitch down here just to keep everything intact, and then I'll come here also, and then I'll sew a straight stitch here all the way to the ground, and that's all. You attach your buttons and fix your button holes to this. Then you go right ahead to attaching the ruffles to the sleeve and also attaching the ruffles at the hem. And then for the neckline here, this is my mandarin color. This is my mandarin color. So I ironed interfacing onto one side and left the other side like that, just so that it won't be too thick. I don't want to iron. That's why I didn't iron interfacing on both sides. Then you place both sides together, right sides together, and then you sew all the way round like this, and then you leave this part open. Then you turn it inside out. And then you attach to the neckline. You make sure you iron it flat. And then you attach to the neckline. So this is it. You attach like this, just like when you want to attach it, when you want to sew this, you do this just like you would do a what's it called, a band, how you attach a band. So you just come here, attach like this, if you can see it, attach like this, then you sew all the way around by a 1/4 inch, and then you turn it this way. Once you are done sewing, turn it this way, and then you fold in like a 1/4 inside, and then you top stitch round. I hope you understand what I just explained. Now I'm just going to do all of that now. I'll attach my mandarin collar, attach my ruffles, and then I would sew this down just to keep it intact. You can see that this part is open, so I'm just going to put it down like this and pin it down. Then I'll sew on top of this line here. Then I'll do the same here. You can see that this part is also open, so I'll turn it in, and then I'll come right here and sew down again all the way to the ground, and then I'll fix my buttons, and that's that. So you attach all your ruffles, and then you join the sides together by 1 inch, and that's that for all of that. So this is the mandarin collar all done, you can see, and then this is where I'll be fixing my buttons. I've already attached my ruffles to the sleeve and also the ruffle at the hem here. You can see this. Attach this here and put this into the side, and this is also the ruffle at the hem, and then you join the sides, and that is really all. You make sure you iron while you sew, and then that is all for all of that.